Hello, welcome back. If you're joining me, why are you joining me? It makes no sense. Do something, find something better to do, find something more entertaining to watch. Because I'm well aware of my lack of entertainment value, so shoot. Didn't take my advice? Welcome back. Standing here, about to talk to Mio and turn in the quest from the dungeon last time. You may see that I'm wearing some different outfit, or a different outfit. This is just stuff that I got from the dungeon that I hadn't equipped yet, because I had equipped the Acolyte's thigh boots and the Plundered Cavalier's hat. However, I had not put on the Acolyte's robe or the Plundered cane yet, but I have them now on, so that's nice. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, this is the same cane as Brother Isumi. So that's cool. Welcome back, Yishion. I'm reliably informed that your foray into the Deep Croft was a success. Nor did I expect anything less. You've made such a habit of succeeding that it's difficult not to take your talents for granted. Rest assured, however, Mother is impressed, even if she isn't surprised. But Lord Lewin asked me to pass on his thanks. I must say, it's something of a relief to be able to call upon such a capable adventurer. Sadly, death has become an ever more common occurrence within our fraternity of late. Times being what they are, the guild is constantly inundated with petitions, and we are hard-pressed to find enough hands to deal with them all. While this means no shortage of work for able souls such as yourself, it also provides ample opportunity for the inexperienced to overreach themselves with predictable consequences. As if to illustrate the point, Avir's gone, and it's all your fault. If it hadn't taken you an age to heal him, he would still be alive. But I tried. He bolted out of range before I could finish the spell. We shouldn't have been so hard-pressed in the first place. We should have done more to lighten his burden. To the hells with this pathetic excuse for a party. I'm leaving, and it'd be too soon if I never see your faces again. Goodbye and good riddance. I'm leaving as well. I doubt this comes as any surprise, but I never liked you. I only suffered you for your healing, but you couldn't even do that one thing right. Cruel though this may sound, you brought this upon yourself. Oh, and by way of parting advice, get rid of Avir's head, bury it, cremate it, do whatever the hell you like with it, but for God's sake, stop carrying it around. Just get rid of it, alright? Wait, don't leave me alone, please? I'm so sorry, Avir. Please forgive me. Seems like this has become all too common. That makes a dozen times in half as many days. Now you see why I'm grateful for adventurers of your experience. I consider women like you on a mission without worrying that you might not return. Well, not so much at any rate. Speaking of missions, I would entrust you with another. About a bell ago, I received a message from my counterpart in Ulda. She seeks the service of a reliable adventurer, and you are nothing if not reliable. If you think you might be interested in the task, say the word and I will be glad to share the details with you. Yeah, I'll go to Ulda, but there's something I have to do before I go there. As I mentioned earlier, the request comes to us from an adventurer's guild in Ulda. Once you seek out Mamodi, the proprietress of Quicksand. Think of her as the Sultan's version of myself. Chances are she'll send you into the midst of danger, but I have perfect confidence that you will pull through this gate. Now, if you go Yishion, and good luck. Again, I will go to Ulda. I won't quite go to Mamodi yet. There's someone else I have to talk to with the Rising event going on. Because I'm gonna take part in that real quick on camera. Captain Jack. Find a new old Oh, you're an adventurer, are you? Is there something I can assist you with? Now that I think about it, perhaps it is you who can assist me. I am Kapi Chakya, reporter for Gridania's leading tabloid, The Raven. Might I steal a moment of your time? So here's the thing. Just recently, an unusual visitor cut through Gridania's market like a scythe in a frenzy to purchase every Nymea lily available. I mean, all of them. For what purpose, I hear you ask? Well, my friend, I sense the answer to that question will provide the basis for the next scheme. So I did some nosing around. No one I talked to could put an end to our mysterious flower fancier, but by all accounts, he and his cargo of lilies had departed for Uda. Not wanting to grow cold, I quickly grabbed my quill and notepad and boarded an airship myself. I was quickly reminded of how hard it is to chase a story in unfamiliar territory. You know this town and its people well enough though, don't you? Let's say you lend a helping hand to my investigative efforts. I'd be happy to. I told him to grab my drink. Oh yeah, drinking real unhealthy. Got that cherry vanilla Coke. Not sponsored. Wonderful. Then we've no time to lose. This quest is just an A to B, basically. Well, more like an A to B to C to D. But it's all within town, so... First things first, we pay a visit to the nearest drinking establishment. The local tavern is always the best place to pick up tidbits of gossip and rumor. Okay, I will. Busy right now, if you wouldn't mind showing yourself too. Judging by your determined expression, I take you ain't here for ale. Are you called Jashian Sora by any chance? You know, more that you'd be reported for duty. She also made a point of calling you the adventurer of the moment. That ain't no small praise coming from her. But you didn't come all the way here to listen to my prattle. Doubtless you're eager to get started, so let's talk business, shall we? What can I do for you this fine evening? Ooh, playing reporter, are we? Sounds like fun. Let's hear your questions then. Ahem, we are attempting to track down a particular someone who purchased a suspiciously large number of Nemea lilies in Gridania before transporting them here to Oda. Any idea of who this person might be? We have more than our fair share of traders coming and going, and a large shipment arriving in the city is hardly a noteworthy occurrence. But now that you mention it, I do remember this florid minstrel fellow who came in just the other day, said he'd pulled in from Gridania and needed help hauling a hefty delivery to the Alchemist Guild. He's actually a familiar face in these parts. Never did get his name though, strangely enough. A nameless traveler arriving from Gridania with a sizable cargo to move. That sounds promising. Like I said, it was just a request to move cargo. Before you run off to a possible dead end with the Alchemist, I suggest you fish for more information inside the quicksand. After all, where else can you find so many gossipy adventurers crammed into one spot? That certainly makes sense. Between the two of us, however, I see no reason why we cannot do both. I Let's just stay here and interview the clientele while you chase down our other lead at the Alchemist Guild. What do you think? And that will be our plan. Once you've spoken with the potion mixers, make your way back here and we can discuss any new revelations. My motor's got a cute wave. She's like a child. She's older than I am, but she's like a child. Run over here to the internet shard. Could have gone through that door there, but I chose not because I'm an idiot. And always uses that same door. I do not have a direct teleportation, so I'm gonna teleport to the Weaver's Guild. To all the Aethernet shards in Ul'dah, the Gate of Null, the Gate of Thal, the Gate of the Sultana, and the airship landing are now accessible as Aethernet destinations. Wonderful. Oh, that reminds me. I need to point out, I did go start, as you can see I have my first pickaxe. I did go take on the quest to unlock Miner, Goldsmith, and Weaver. Or I took on those quests, so don't have any new equipment from it yet. But it is something I did, so I thought I'd point that out. So boldly do you approach a master of his profession, or warn you, this matter best be deserving of the precious moment you steal away from my unending research. You question me for a tabloid piece? Away with you. I refuse to waste another instant on this trivial nonsense. Ah, just a moment. Perhaps there is a shred of scholarly value to this. After all, I vaguely recall the flamboyant character of whom you speak, and his request to process a vast quantity of floral material. It is laughable that I would undertake such a menial chore, of course, so I assigned the task to my subordinates. If you wish to discuss the tedious details, Dietrich is your man. Tell me what I want to know. Tell me what I want to know. Why, I should be delighted to assist you. This is regarding the large delivery of Nemea lilies? Yes, the guild did accept a task involving said flowers as commissioned by a nomadic minstrel gentleman. Sorry, I had to pause there for a second. Though I cannot reveal the nature of what we produced, I can tell you that it shall be distributed amongst the populace as part of the events of the Rising. If you wish to know more, then might I suggest you speak to the gentleman himself. Indeed I shall. Indeed I shall. Adventurer, you're back. Did the alchemists offer up any new information? So to summarize, this infamously unnamed minstrel of nomadic inclination commissioned the manufacture of some as yet unknown items to be handed out during the Rising. Oh, I heartily agree that we should speak with him directly. And as luck may have it, I've just discovered that he means to put on a performance at the Ruby Road Exchange. I think it's time for one of my candidate on-the-spot interviews, don't you? If we hurry over, we can catch him before he takes the stage. Wonderful. Greetings, sir. I'm terribly sorry to interrupt, but you are the famous wandering minstrel, are you not? I am indeed. And what might I do for you fine people? I've been following you, to be perfectly honest. I am curious to learn more about the wagon of lineage you turn over to the alchemist, not to mention your plans to distribute the results of your work. You followed me, but why would... Ah, a rider for the Raven, that explains much. And did you also learn what I tasked the old alchemist to create? Is the core out of the bag for all to smell? No, we were hoping you might tell us. Good, then my surprise remains unspoiled. The plan, if you must know, is to hand the bundles of potpourri to all in some degree during the Rising. As in flowers mixed with spices, that aromatic stuff you see in bowls on parlor tables and the like. The very same, except my potpourri will delight the eyes as much as the nose thanks to the alchemical wizardry infused by my co-conspirators. Yet, even without such enhancements, the smell of Nimia lilies is known to promote common tranquility. The Rising is a time of remembrance, of mourning. It is a time when sorrow can overwhelm folk who lost friends and loved ones in the sympathy of calamity. It is my hope that the lily's gentle perfume will afford such burdened souls a modicum of peace during this oft-times melancholy memorial. Oh my, what a genuinely lovely idea. Only just this moment, we were making arrangements for a showcase of my humble talents, where I shall hand out potpourri bundles to the audience. Again, I am glad we met ere you inadvertently spread forward our little surprise gift. I trust you now have sufficient detail to write your article. Ah, yeah. Oh, yes, I have plenty to work on. Thank you. Splendid. Now, since you've joined the inner circle, so to speak, we must have you play a role in the performance. Hi, you needn't fret so. I merely wish for your assistance in passing out potpourri. I can supply the crowd at the show, but it would be most helpful if you might deliver bundles to some other part of town. I would be happy to, and it could only help me flesh out the story. Let's head back to the Quicksand Adventurer. If we hand out bundles there, then we can be sure to cover folk from every corner of the city. We were low on helping hands to tell the truth, so this has worked out for the best. Please come meet me at the Ruby Road Exchange once you've finished with your task. It's a baby Let's get to work, shall we? Handing out bags of potpourri. Get set my controller down for the moment. What is it you are giving out there, adventurer? Hello. Ah, I know this scent. Nubia lily, correct? Yes, correct. The flower is often placed on the graves of the fallen, a practice with which I am, alas, intimately familiar. Why choose this particular bloom? I see. Perhaps the perfume does remind one of the peace of repose, rather than the violence which choke our companions from us. It would seem the minstrel has given the matter some thought. For Cartano, veterans such as myself, the season of the rising can be a torment, like the throbbing pain of an old wound. I will keep this bundle close, I think, and breathe in its calm whenever I feel my thoughts turning grim. Nice detail. My monk, my off-camera character, is an immortal flame, and so when she saluted, my character saluted back. And this one just waved. I like that. That's a nice detail. Busy there, ain't you, Yishion? I know it's for the rising and all, but it tickled me to see a promising adventurer such as yourself handing out presents like a simple errand girl. I mean, ever since the first time we met, you've always been the type to lend aid where it's needed, and you haven't changed one bit. Makes me happy, it does, not to mention the little Misty I just met 5 minutes ago. You've done for folk will run an unshakable foundation for your future. Keep going the way you're going, my friend, and we'll all be the better for it. Here, why don't you let me have whatever bundles you've got left, and I'll put them together with the ones I took from the reporter friend. If we leave a basket full out on the guild counter, I guarantee they'll hound themselves out before the rising is over. Mistress Mamodi took a goodly amount off my hands, but I think we've done our fair share of the work. We should go and see the minstrel and let him know we've completed our task. Bye. Such a childlike wave. More blade. Hello, ladies. The reporter and a most qualified assistant returned. The performance went well, I must say. But what of your story research? Were the townsfolk willing to share any moving material? Yes, they were unexpectedly forthcoming. I was regaled with many an anecdote from those who lived through the calamity, and privileged to hear their treasured memories of those who did not. Back when the calamity was poised to strike, I had only just earned my reporter's quill. I was rushing around town, questioning adventurers and taking notes, but as the mood descended ever lower, the streets erupted into chaos. It was then that I fled with my young brother to the border and relative safety. There were a few less prudent friends and colleagues who might still be here if they had done the same. In the years since, the world has risen from the ashes. I've done my best to rise along with it, but there are things I cannot, nay, should not forget, such as the thoughts which blossom in my mind when I breathe in that potpourri's perfume. masters. What say you to raising Calm as a title? How fitting. I look forward to reading it. No vibrating phone. I too sense the stirring of a new composition, a hopeful verse dedicated to the continued safe passage of those who yet ascend the path out of catastrophe and despair. And Echo. It surprised me initially when I was playing through this event on my other character because I could not recall a time when the Echo triggered anywhere other than the main story quests. I was like, what is going on? There's the moon, and that's where we're going during Endwalker as far as I can recall. Greetings, Warrior of Light. I don't know your voice. I'm sorry. You needn't be alarmed. This is a world that exists out your reality. Could it be a dream? A flight of fancy conjured by your weary mind? Perhaps, or perhaps not. It is my pleasure to make your acquaintance. My name is Naoki Yoshida, and you have my most heartfelt thanks for gracing this world with your presence and your deeds of surpassing courage and valor. I know he's like the head of Final Fantasy XIV, but I don't know his exact title. I can't remember his exact title. Yeah, I'm just seeing stuff listing him as a producer, director, and designer working for Square Enix. I think he's director of Final Fantasy XIV, so having him be someone visiting us is awesome. My name is Naoki Yoshida. On a day such as today, I hope you will forgive me a brief bout of nostalgia. It has been an entire decade since I first came to this world, aka it's been 10 years since he took over Final Fantasy XIV, because Final Fantasy XIV originally released in 2010 to poor reception, to say the least, and they decided to essentially reboot it as A Realm Reborn, which took about 2 years, so this 2-3 years, so this is like the 8th anniversary of A Realm Reborn, but it's been a decade since he came to the world. So I'm assuming he took over in 2011. The game was released in 2010. He took over 2011. Would be a decade since I hit the mic. Would be a decade since he took over, and if Realm Reborn came out 2013, it would be about 8 years since, so 8th anniversary. I was a stranger here. I think he had worked on Dragon Quest before, but he hadn't worked on Final Fantasy. Not 100% sure on that, don't quote me on it. A traveler in a troubled land, the whole issue with the original, and the quest for salvation consumed my every moment. Countless trials were met and overcome, and the world not only survived, it flourished. The victory we owe to those who persevered alongside us, to those who explored and nurtured and loved this realm as much as me. Basically, the game developers are like, you gamers are the reasons this world is flourishing. It is as popular as it is continued for as long as it has. Yes, it is you of whom I speak, of our indomitable adventurers. Again, the gamers. The people playing the game. 10 years is a long time, yes, but for me the number holds no special significance. It is simply a count of the passage of days. Success, however, would not have come without that accumulation of daily effort, and that is what makes it a milestone worth marking. Thank you for staying the course with us these many years. I will keep making plans for this world for the foreseeable future. It has become a part of my life, and to see it grow is an adventure in itself. Rest well, warrior of life, for a grand convergence of events approaches. May the road upon which you must embark become the greatest of all journeys. The point of convergence, I'm assuming, is Endwalker. Until we meet again, my friend. I also believe he is the traveling minstrel. I think the models are. I think the character's the same. He's just got different gear on. What a moving rendition. And now I really must head home to write that article. You have my gratitude, Xian. I would still be floundering in the street without your assistance. Until we meet again. Bye-bye! A great many lives were lost in the flames of the calamity, not to mention the chaos which followed. Yet it is the survivors who must face the challenges of living in this new era we have salvaged. To you, the champion in the vanguard of our efforts, I dedicate these verses. Alright, here comes the terrible singing. Scarred by the falling of fiery stars, the land is reborn with new life. Bad slayer struck by an echoing war, heavens ring with the promise of strife. Beast and man both seek freedom, but death and bloody inferno untamed. By unbroken hopes from a sky long and dim, shall the darkness of hell be reclaimed. A merciless gale, an unending road, if this be the path we are fated, then pray be our dawn and the rift betwixt worlds, your soul's splendid light unabated. Can't carry a tune for my life. And fireworks! Fireworks! So pretty, so pretty. I really must apologize for pressing you into service for my hurry screen. I tend to consider adventures as for the wanderers, and call upon the assistance of your kind with little reservation. As for the gifts themselves, there was another reason as to why I chose the Mimi Lily. Traditionally, the bloom is said to represent a prayer for safe passage. The way ahead yet promises more hardship, and I wanted at the very least to wish you, all of you, the smoothest road for the coming journey. I have my hand. I have my hand. I hurt. Pain. Pain. Suffering. The meteor. Meteor Dalamud. That real quick. And now I can go down to fashion accessories and open my parasail. Isn't it pretty? It's pretty. Now I come over here and use one of ours. Okay. Put that away. use one of these real quick. Pretty flowers! She wants to learn how to do a ballroom dance, so remember that quest. Alright, now I'm gonna come back in here now that that's over. Actually, can I see the fireworks from here? Yeah. And there's an event going on, fireworks will launch from different places. And I appreciate it much. It's fun to just watch. I remember during the Moonfire Fair event, as my dancer monk gladiator character, that my other character, that in the Costa del Sol area, which is where most of the events take place. There were like 20 people just standing on the beach or swimming in the water, just watching the fireworks. It was fun. It was simple, but it was fun. The petitioner ought to be arriving any moment now. God almighty, another second under that sun and I would have been set afire. A tankard of ale if you would be so kind. Hello, Papa Sean. Excellent time, Papa Sean. So, with that... No, her name is Momodi Modi. I forget how the male naming scheme goes. Excellent time, Papa Sean. It just so happens the adventurer who will be handling your petition is here. So this winsome lass is the much lauded adventurer, is she? Marvelous, marvelous. Pleasure to make your acquaintance, milady. I am Papa Sean, formerly of the Sultan's Sworn. I thank you for agreeing to lend us your aid. Mayhap you'd like to apprise Yashian of her mission? Yes, of course. The petition in question was submitted by an acquaintance of mine at Amagina and Sons Mineral Concern. Relates to an unfortunate development at Copperbell Mines. To be plain, giants of seas control the place. These giants are of the clan known as the Hakan-Takari-Karapatapa. Fearsome creatures who were sealed within the deepest depths of the mines during the bygone Thorn Dynasty. Alas, it seems they managed to break through the layer of rock which served to imprison them and now prowl the tunnels where the miners ply their trade. The creatures are justifiably angry about the treatment at the hands of our ancestors, and the presence has forced the suspension of all mining activities on the site. It's no wonder they're angry. Didn't the Thorn Dynasty come to an end over 300 years ago? You know your history well, my lady. The people of that age used the Hakan to work their mines. By way of enchanted helms, they were able to bind the ferocious creatures to their will. But as is oft in the way of such tales, these enchantments eventually failed and the slaves rose up against their masters. In a desperate bid to contain the unbridled fury of Hakan, our ancestors induced the collapse of the mine's lowermost levels, so it was that the great giant revolt was ended, buried beneath 100,000 tons of rock. Well now, that's got me thinking. I seem to recall there being an article about Copperbell in the Mythical Eye a fortnight or so ago, about a week. It said that the mines were being reopened so as to meet the rising demand for building material. Like as not, our boys dug a bit too deep and freed the giants. Gods, to think the poor creatures are still alive and kicking after 3 centuries. That's a long time to nurse a grudge. They must be seething. Indeed, and that's what makes them a danger to us all. There will be no mining at Copperbell so long as they remain. For the sake of both peace and prosperity, they must be subdued. This is the task which we would have you undertake. I'll not deny that the mission will be rife for danger, but our need is great, so I beg you, put an end to this sorry business. Of course, Lord Papa Sean. God bless you. I feared you might have reservations, but I assure you it is for the best. In case you don't know, Copperbells are in Western Thanalan. Do take care, you hear? Western Thanalan. And one last thing before you depart. An employee of Magina and Sons is presently at the quicksand. The fellow's name is Painted Mesa, and he knows Copperbell Mines well. It may behoove you to seek his counsel. And so I shall. Actually, I want to see how this looks with, that's what it looks like. Who am I talking to? Painted Mesa. Looking for Painted Mesa? Mesa, you found him. So you're the adventurer who's volunteered to deal with the mess down in Copperbell, are you? If you've got guts, miss, I just hope you've got skills to go with them. Because things ain't pretty down there. The Haggard they have left the place in the right state and nearly a week after mine resumed. I don't know if you know this, but Copperbell was old when the second old dynasty was still young, and it was abandoned centuries ago. If it hadn't been for the shortage of materials needed for the rebuilding effort, the concern would never have thought to reopen it. We knew full well about the giants beforehand, but the project went ahead anyway. I mean, nothing could possibly survive being buried under mountains worth about for 3 centuries, right? Wrong! Our miners dug up more than they bargained for. One swing of the pickaxe too many, and they found themselves in the company of giants. Unless we can subdue them, the nation of glorious recovery will grind to a halt for want of lot to build with. Stone told you to keep a watch over the entrance in case the giants fancy some sunlight and fresh air. One of them will be able to show you the way in. I hope the nation's resting on your friend. Best of luck. Out the door. That man's just jumping. Cassius Wolfing is having a good time. To the Sultana. I'm looking at hello, Mr. Catchball. Messenger pigeon is practicing the fight. That's good for them. Oh, that's a tune. This tune is a jam. Good bit of drums. Title of part of the party, which I believe you need 20 player recommendations to get. here eventually. Mine's mine. Like that guy. There's been an incident inside Copperbell Mine. We are here to ensure that its effects are contained, but for your own safety, I suggest you stay well away from here. What? Do the adventurers volunteer to follow the highway to get a box? I didn't think that Papa Sean would be able to find someone so quickly, if at all. The giants are content to wreak havoc inside the mines for now, but it's only a matter of time before they think to come outside. The sooner you see to them, the better. Make ready as best you can and enter at will. Alright. Here. Healer Q. Healer Q. Don't let me down now. You didn't let me down. Goodness, that is still so fast. I'm still used to like 16-minute queue times. Like, oh no. For the tallest building. It is ridiculous. All the fells are tiny. And you can adjust their height a little bit. I guess they moved before they actually said it. Here I just need to use. There we go. Almost forgot who watched the HP there for a second, and they person there almost died. That would have been bad. I have one job. Well, two jobs. GPS. GPS, heal. Two jobs. bit of a hiccup there, or did it heal in time? They came in at 115. So yeah, they've leveled up twice since starting the dungeon run. Yeah. Big boss. Slaves no more. Free. Free. Oh no, got a big hammer. So basically this is just a hack and slash. Partway through, I forget the exact amount. He'll start running over to the right there, and he'll bust out giant things. Yeah, about a quarter. Or 3/4. Big guy will probably be dead. Yeah, big guy died at around the same time. Then again, I'm also the healer. Oh, I got 2 levels. Look at that. terrifying. Why do you exist? You should not exist in any capacity. I like my gloves. The Conqueror of Copperbell returns. Thanks to you, our mining operations can resume, and Oda will have the materials she needs to rebuild. The entire nation's in your debt, friend. I'll share the good tidings with Papa Shan the next time I see him. As for you, you'll want to report to Momodi. It'll do the woman well to see you alive and in one piece. Oh yeah, this prick. Shut your mouth, you thieving little swine. You stole from me. Don't even think to deny it.
Please, sir, I didn't steal nothing. I bought this, paid for it with my own coin.
Well, rot. You refugees are all the same. Couldn't afford maggoty mole meat, much less a choice cut of dodo. I'm going to say it one more time. Give back what you stole, or I'll make you wish you'd never set foot in this town. By rights, I should turn you over to the brass blade, you know. Help keep the streets safe for law-abiding citizens. But I'm a reasonable man. If you agreed to serve me in whatever capacity I require, the authorities needn't hear of you crying.
But I ain't done nothing wrong. 12 is me witness.
I'll save you, lady.
Please, adventurer. That's not even the same voice. Top of the morning. Please, adventurer. Help me, I beg of you. That's ruined me mother's grave. I didn't steal nothing. I bought this with the corn I'd saved. I only wanted to trade me head into a decent meal. I can't speak.
Oh yeah. And who the hells are you when you're at home?
This dog's master.
I've had enough of this mummer's farce. You lot, teach them a lesson.
Alright, here we go. I'll fight you. I don't care, I'll fight you. Stop bloody talking at me. Give me a hand, will you?
ain't getting paid enough for this.
Hey,
Where the hell do you think you're going?
I don't know that guy's voice anymore. Thank you, kind adventurer. Thank you twice over. I'd swear there were more refugees than when I last looked. Because there are. And you wouldn't be mistaken. But it's been 5 years since the calamity. Why are they only coming here now? It's simple, really. While a number of hamlets survived the immediate aftermath of the calamity, many were no longer able to support their communities. The residents found their lands had either been rendered barren or cut off from trade routes. A problem like those aren't easily solved. Though they tried to make the best of it, it was only a matter of time before they were forced to abandon their homes and seek a new life in the city. See. But the calamity affected the whole realm, didn't it? Is the same thing happening in the other cities? If the talk is true, yes. Though perhaps our situation is more pronounced. Oda has a reputation for being prosperous, so it's natural that refugees would try their luck here first. My heart goes out to them, it truly does, but I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't apprehensive. However, their presence doesn't foment lawlessness in the city. Well, if things do take a turn for the worse, we always have the immortal flames. I dare say the brass blades would welcome their help. There are heroes who fought the Garlean Empire patrolling the streets for riffraff? You may well come to that. Impoverished and desperate as they are, you may be sure that some of the refugees will turn to crime. You know what this place is like. If you know coin, you've no hope. What will become of our city? Not all refugees are bad, mind you. Some are able to find employment and lead honest lives. Dodo tenderloins, get your dodo tenderloins. Guarantees cheapest in Thanalan. Thank you for your custom, madam. Please come again. Looking around, you'd think that old doll was well on its way to recovery. Peer through the veil of prosperity, and you'll see no end to the misery and suffering. Madam, are you alright? What now? You mean to threaten a defenseless citizen? What? Sorry about that, mate, you say? But that's absurd. Aye, as did I. Leave the poor woman alone, you damnable vulture. Who said that? God, I've overlooked this, but just this once. God bless you, adventurer. If you hadn't come along when you did, who knows what that monster might have done. I don't bear thinking about. Or it don't bear thinking about. I got 17 experience points! Hell yeah! It's gonna level me up in no time. 17 experience points. Case closed. Hello again. We have been keeping a close eye on you ever since you left Gudonia. You discharged your duty as envoy impeccably, and never once faltered in the face of myriad dangers. But more importantly, you were always ready to help those in need, even if you didn't stand to earn a guild by doing so. You are possessed of all the qualities we seek in an adventurer. Of this we are convinced. Even if you were kind of dragged into the business with the dodo meat. Yes, thank you, Rita. And then there was the matter of your gift. I dare say you are curious as to the nature of the vision you bore witness to moments ago. Well, we can help you to understand it. You're not the only one with that power, you know. We have a friend who has it too, and we'd love for you to meet her. And meeting her is only the beginning, for we would also have you lend your strength to our cause. In return, we should be glad to assist your adventuring endeavors in whatever way we are able. Should you decide to take us up on our offer, and I sincerely hope you will, pray speak with Momodi. The proprietress of the Quicksand is a good friend of ours. She will tell you where to find us. Goodbye. Wait a minute. We haven't even told you the name of our order. Well, the Signs of the Seventh Dawn, Defenders of Justice. Oh, but don't tell anyone, except for Momodi. She already knows. Or yeah, Momodi. You're over here. Maybe. Or over there. You're over there. Pim of them all. But there's two. There's two. Scenes like that are becoming ever more common, I'm afraid. Don't worry though, if you work hard, you'll probably be alright. Saying that, if you ever find yourself in a spot of bother, come and see me. Just don't go pestering me every time you graze your knee, eh? Of course, I do hear and tell of a gentleman's ways with the women folk from time to time. Ah, Yashion, sorry to keep you waiting. I was just providing guidance to a fresh off the carriage adventurer. She gives this. They all give the same speech to everybody, even the NPCs. But gods, it's good to see you safe and well. To look at you, no one would ever guess you'd been hauled at it with giants in the dark. You're every the adventurer Mion said you'd be, Yashion. The station master will be overjoyed when he hears the news. Oh, before I forget, there's a lass here who wants a word with you. Didn't actually know your name, but hearing her description, I knew who she meant right away. It's the witch from Reborn. Thank you for sparing the time. I realize you don't know me, but I've been longing to speak with you for a while now. My name is Edda. I'm an adventurer like you, though I'm not very good at being one, if truth be told. Anyway, I was adventuring with my friends we were in Gredonia when the leader of our party was killed. His name was Aver, and he and I were to be wed in the spring. You may not remember him, but to say that he remembered you would be an understatement. He would sing your praises from dawn to dusk. He saw you for what you are, you see, an adventurer's adventurer, and swore that he would be like you one day. I believe that he would have succeeded had a fate not robbed him of the chance. Since that day I've thought long and hard about giving up adventuring. But when I think of the woman you are, of all that you've achieved, I find that I am inspired, just as Aver once was. And so I've decided to start again as an adventurer. I will go back to the village of my birth and begin my training anew. But I wanted to meet you first, to ask you your name. Yashion Sora? I shan't forget. Thank you, Yashion Sora. I pray that we'll meet again. Fare you well. Adventuring can be cruel bleeding business. Time was I didn't know why anyone would bother. When they first asked me to take charge of the guild here, I didn't want aught to do with you lot. Thought it'd be a right pain in the arse looking after you all. But against my better judgment, I decided to accept the post, and I'm full glad I did. I feel privileged to be a part of your lives. That goes double for yours, Yashion. What did you say? You want to know about the signs of the seventh dawn? They're beginning to move in earnest then. Listen, Yushion, the Scions ain't no ordinary folk, and the work they do ain't no ordinary work. I know full well how capable you are, but even you would think twice about attempting some of the stuff they do. Knowing that, if you're still certain you want to get involved, I'll tell you what I can. There we go. I can't actually wear it, so let me look at it. That ain't decorated. Let's see. +1 spell speed is nice, but I'm gonna stick to the defense I have. So you want to know more, then, do you? Well, ain't that a surprise? Swear, if I painted certain death in one door and limitless wealth on another, 9 out of 10 adventurers would go through the first, and the other bloke wouldn't be able to choose on account of being no dawn. Anyway, don't say I didn't warn you. First of all, if you're wondering whether you can trust the Silence of the Seventh Dawn, you can't. They're good people who've made it their mission to solve some of Eorzea's most pressing problems. Of course, that ain't no small task, and so they're always looking for dependable individuals to join them. Individuals like you, Yushion. Now, I've been given leave to tell you where to find the Scions, but you must promise to keep this information to yourself. As you can probably imagine, it's something Eorzea's enemies would very much like to know. The Scions are headquartered in Vesper Bay out in western Thinaland. The place you're looking for is called the Waking Sands. Give your name to whoever's at the entrance and you'll be let in. You're a woman in demand, Yushion, and the days ahead promise to be busy. But I hope you won't forget about them as help to make you into the adventurer you are. Drop in and tell them how you're faring from time to time, you hear? Right, well, I've said my piece, off you go. Oh yeah, I have to tell. Good thing I did this. Save me some time. And some money. Not really money. Doesn't save me any money. In fact, it costs me money. Would have been probably cheap for only slightly though, to just rent Chocobo. Oh, she's fishing. I may have to unlock the Fisher Disciple of Land job in this on this character, because there's a certain piece of equipment I like, which you can only get it. I went the wrong way by breaking down some items, which at like level 50 or so, with a swimsuit. It's a good looking swimsuit for your character. But you have to get 50 levels in the class before you can get it. I'll finish this quest. And then this lady will let me start dying. Not like, oh no, I'm dying, but don my clothes. Taru! Deep in the desert of my heart, a lonely flower blooms, yearning for the heavens above, to quench my thirst for you. Tra la 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 Batman. Wow. I would think you not to sneak up on me like that. Now, please be advised that this is private property. Unless you have pertinent business here, I must ask you to... Here at the behest of Vida and Papalimo. My sincerest apologies. May I please have your name? Yoshiansora. Ah, here you are. Ahem. I bid you welcome to the Waking Sands, headquarters of the Science of the Seventh Dawn. My name is Copperbell, and I look forward to assisting you during your time with us. Ta-da! The antecedent is within this order. I shall let her know to expect you. I would happily adapt to Taru any day of the week. I will take her in as my child despite the fact that she is an adult. And again, proudly older than me. I take it you are Yoshian Sora. Tataru sent word that you had arrived. Lady Minfilia has eagerly awaited your coming. This way, if you please. What I shall do is I shall take the bronze pieces. Because I can sell those for money. More money than I can sell any.
So you're the adventurer of whom I've heard so much.
Indeed
Well
I am.
met, friend. My name is Minfilia, and I lead the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. I have awaited your coming. Please, be at ease. You are among friends here. No doubt you are ripe to burst with questions. But have patience. All will be revealed in time. First, let me begin by telling you who we are and what we do.
Sounds like a plan. Tell me.
We are the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, an order that transcends political boundaries. Our single objective is the preservation of the future of Eorzea. Among our gravest concerns are the godlike beings known as the Primals. Their existence is a bane upon Eorzea, nay, the world at large, and we have striven to find a lasting solution to the threat they pose. Our order is home to a number of individuals who, like you, possess a rare and special talent. This talent takes various forms, but one holds particular interest for us. Tell me, have you ever experienced a sudden, inexplicable loss of consciousness? Have you ever had the sensation of being pulled away from reality? Felt as though you were hovering in space, a mind without a body? All these things are the manifestations of your talent. Yours is the power to transcend the boundaries of the soul, a power known as the Echo. The Echo allows you to pass through the walls of a man's soul and hear the resonations of his past. You will be there in his memories and see things as he saw them. You may even interact with that which you see, though you cannot change the outcome of events. For another blessing, the Echo will enable you to know a man's mind even if you cannot comprehend his words. In short, the Echo is a truly extraordinary power, and this power is strong within you. It is only a shame that we cannot use it whensoever we choose. That's right. I too possess the Echo. With that established, let us return to the subject of the Primals.
Yes, you said godlike.
So long as they exist, the realm cannot take so much as a single step towards true peace. Measures must be taken. Measures which transcend boundaries, be they of faction, race, language, or creed. And to do so, the Scions require the aid of those with our talent. Make no mistake, the Echo will be instrumental in dealing with the primal threat. Without it, we cannot hope to save the realm.
Yeah,
I know
not.
not what it is you desire for yourself, nor what it was that first brought you to Eorzea. But I firmly believe that the power we possess was given to us for a purpose. Why else would the gods entrust man with a gift so extraordinary, if not to have him use it? And so I implore you, lend us your power.
Okay, I can do that. Naturally, your aid will not go unrewarded. We are fortunate to have a number of influential allies, and at a word from me, they will gladly afford you certain privileges that might be otherwise be denied you. The right to employ retainers, for example. Are you familiar with them? They are individuals who may be relied upon to manage your assets and belongings on your behalf. The papers you requested, my lady. Thank you, Tatari. The pleasure is mine, my lady. By way of a welcoming gift, I have taken the liberty of adding your name to the retainer's registry. As of now, you are entitled to employ the services of a retainer. You will need to consult a retainer regarding the particulars of this arrangement, but believe me when I say that retainer will prove invaluable to you in your adventuring endeavors. They're good for selling your stuff. Let this gesture serve as evidence of our commitment to do all in our power to facilitate your personal objectives. In return, we ask that you aid us in the fullest extent of your talents. A mutually beneficial relationship, I am sure you will agree, and one which serves greater good besides. Well, that was a veritable lecture, was it not? Forgive me, but it is important that we all concerned are aware of what is expected of them. Now you know our purpose and what we can offer you. I invite you to consider joining us. When you have come to a decision, you may tell me without fear of censure. In good faith, I shall entrust you with our order's password, which our members use to reach one another when afield. It is Wild Rose. Pray keep it safe.
Shush, don't tell anyone.
I will come back here in a bit. I can just teleport back now since I have my Aetheryte tickets. But I am actually going to turn to New Ridonia real quick and go take on the Conjurer level 25 quest. Fireworks! To the Conjurer Guild. Oh, that person had wings. After I take on this quest, I'm gonna call it quits for the episode. Looking good, buddy. Now get off the wall. Hello, Biddy. Brother Asumi, my friend. Look, we have matching staves now. spectacles are slightly better. Before I take on the quest, +2, +3, +3. To get that, but I mean, all it really gives me is a +1 to vitality and -2 magic defense. Welcome, Yushion. The tales of your deed reach me even here in the cloistered heart of Stillblade Fane. Glad I am that you have come, for I would ask your assistance in a matter of some delicacy. It concerns, yes, young Sophie once again. As you can no doubt imagine, the recent revelations concerning her mother have sorely troubled the poor child. It appears Sophie needed some time alone to sort through the whirlwind of emotions which now beset her. She has, in short, fled from the guild. Fortunately, a party of conjurers who were dispatched to the Shroud to investigate another instance of corruption sent word that they have spotted our wayward Sophie. Considering the importance of the mission, I would not seek to distract the conjurers from the task. Thus, I turn you to escort Sophie back here to the guild. You are, I believe, one of the few people to whom she will listen. Pray travel to Buscarin's brothers and speak with Wolfiui. She was the conjurer who first chanced upon Sophie, and will be able to tell you more of how your own affairs. South Shroud can't go there. Straight south should do the trick. I hit something. I'm trapped. I'm trapped. I'm trapped. Oh, that was a waste of sprint. And it's over. How fun. The hell is Path of Choco? It's not a person, because it doesn't have two names. What does that mean? What is that? And why did it withdraw from battle? I'm scared. As I should be. Like 2 seconds to where we got it. Almost there, almost to the gateway. Just right up ahead. Right up ahead. Here we go. Now I'm in the South Shroud. Discovered a new location. Sorry. Oh no, I'm being targeted. Book it. Appreciate the offer, the invite to the free company, but no, mentality. Gonna have to say no. Okay, I'll be right back. I need to go east. Hopefully I don't die along the way. That would be unfortunate. I just want to be able to teleport back here if need be in the future. Yeah, looks like I'm still within the level range. That's still 22. And those are 25, yeah, I'm good. That's something always scary if you branch out to unknown parts of the map, is especially to like a 2 and 2 1/8 right, is you don't know what level is going to be in the area, so you could go from level 5 to, oh look, across this bridge is now level 26. I'm dead. Okay, now I go back. Man, it would be nice having Dancer's Peloton or Monk's Fist of the Wind. How travel go by just a little bit fast. Ow. Don't attack me. I didn't attack you. I mean, I know you just attacked. I didn't want you to. We meet again, Yushion. I assume Brother Asumi warned you of the corruption my companions and I have been tasked with purifying here in the South Shroud. The source of this extensive blight is found to the southeast. The shrill, discordant voices of the elementals shriek their dismay in the vicinity of the withered Treant. I suggest you give the area a wide berth. Considering the potential dangers, you might imagine how alarmed I was to discover young Sophie wandering about this part of the Twelves Wood. Oh no, give me a second, I unplugged my headphone. Alright, it's back. It seems that her mother, a woman who healed with conjury but remained untrained by the guild, called this region her home. Sophie herself had her head buried in some manner of tomb, but if she is as sensitive to the elemental murmuring as I am led to believe, then the din within her mind must be driving her to distraction. Pray speak with the child and see that she is well. I would do so myself if her current duty were not so pressing. We will in fact be setting out at any moment. Yushion? I should have known that Wolfew would tattle on me. And Brother Asumi sent you to take me back, didn't he? This is where my mother used to live, you know, right up until she passed on. Folk were grateful for the healing she offered. And this is the journal she used to keep. There's an entry that explains how nature becomes furious when conjurers use their art. How there are always more people wounded in battles when mortals abuse the power that is not theirs to take. My mother refused to draw nature because she was scared of making it angry. She wouldn't lie about such things, and I wanted to do what she would have wanted. I'm gonna stop using conjuring altogether. I've never heard the voices this mad before. I bet it's because Wufuyui and the others are overusing their art. We have to go and stop them. I appreciate the sentiment. Your mother just didn't realize that she was hearing the voices of nature. To a greater extent than most, so she was hearing the anger at the corruption. Not that people were using conjuring. People were using conjuring to fight the corruption. I'm rambling to myself because I'm insane. Can't you hear it? Nature is shrieking in range. I can't believe nature actually helped us. There was nothing scary about it at all. I might still wonder if it really was safe for conjurers to borrow that power if I hadn't seen the way you wield it. Nothing could seem more natural. I think it's time I went back to the guild. There are a few things I need to collect first, so please go on ahead without me. Welcome back, Yishion, and you also, Sophie. Brother Isumi, I'm sorry I ran away like that. I understand, child. Did you find the answers you sought? Yes. Thanks to Yishion, she showed me that nature was nothing to be afraid of. I think I know why my mother refused to call upon its power. She believed the act caused suffering to nature itself. I see. So it was her very love for nature that prevented her from drawing on its strength. Tell me, Sophie, has the fog of indecision now lifted from your mind? It has, Guildmaster. I understand now why my mother chose the path she did. Full glad am I to hear that, for I must ask of you one more question. Yes, Brother Isumi? When you first witnessed Ishion cleanse a corrupted element, you mentioned hearing voices. How exactly did they sound? Voices? Well, they sounded joyful, like a crowd letting out a sudden cheer. I really heard them, I swear. I am sure you did, Sophie. This is a gift. Conjurers may sense the power of nature and borrow from its strength, but not all can hear its whispers. What you describe are the voices of the elementals. You may very well possess the talent to become a hearer. A hearer? Of course, much relies on your studies of conjuring. You have a natural aptitude, but have thus far lacked commitment. You must not neglect your training, Sophie. Putting aside such matters for a moment, I am curious to hear about the disturbance you observed in the South Shroud, Yishion. I assumed from the reports I have received that it was of a different magnitude to those which you have previously encountered. Am I correct? This bodes ill. The creatures known as mud pies are not native to the 12th Wood. I wonder what relation this may have to the seemingly ever-increasing frequency of these disturbances. Something beyond the damage wrought by the calamity inflicts the 12th Wood. I should commune with the elementals and seek to identify this threat. Yishion, Sophie, I may have need of you both before long. Until then, give yourselves over to the study of our art. Ever shall the earth meet your footfall and the wind guide your path. I take the boots. And that is where I'm going to end this part. No, that's not the shoes I wanted. Oh. I can't wear it yet. That explains it. Okay. I'll put those back on for the moment. Anyway, that is gonna be this episode. If you sat through all this, I'm sorry, and have a good day.